guys, it's Kim here. Last year or so, I made some scented candles for my family, so I thought this year I'd make some handmade soap for them. If you'd like to see the tutorial for the candles instead, the link will be down below. I think my aunts and my mom will love this because they're made one by hand. Each color has a different scent. I'm using melted pour soap and I bought about 2 pounds of it for like $6 from Amazon. I'll put the links to all the products I use down below. You could use any fragrance oil, but since I was making handmade roses, I decided to go with these Floral Collection fragrance oils, and they're amazing and the smell is really on point. They have gardenia in this collection, freesia, roses, violet, lilac, and jasmine. I'm using a color dye that's specifically used for soap. If you used anything else, it probably wouldn't be safe for the skin. Unfortunately, when I ordered this from Amazon, it was already ripped open, and that's usually how Amazon normally sends me their packages, I guess. I wanted to gift these in a box where you could display the roses. Like, if someone were to just leave it out in the bathroom, they could admire the flowers from outside of the box. So I got these treat boxes from Wilton. There won't be any specific measurements today in the video, and we're just kind of winging this. But I used about 5 blocks per cent, I believe. So you gotta cut these up into cubes before you melt these. I'm just using a bread knife because reasons. Place it all into a microwavable safe bowl. Heat this in intervals of 30 seconds while stirring in between. Just after heating 30 seconds, it was already dangerously hot that I even accidentally burned myself, and it was pretty bad, and I was like screaming. I'm gonna try out this rose oil and make this color pink with a few drops of red until I get my desired shade. For the amount of fragrance oil, I kind of just keep adding it until it smells good and I just stop there. About like 4 drops, I believe, or so. This does get a little chunky afterwards, that I did end up throwing it back into the microwave for an additional 15 seconds and mixing it until smooth. I'm using a half teaspoon measuring spoon because I'm terrible when I don't measure things, but feel free to eyeball it. And I think it will be fine if your petals were different sizes. So I'll pour this onto a pan lined with parchment paper. I poured it onto a silpat mat. We wait about 2 minutes to work with this so the soap can harden a bit. Taking a petal, we roll this up into a cone. If you made it way too thick like I did without spreading the petals out, it's going to be some effort to make the cone. I have some melted soap on the side, and I'm dipping it a bit into the melted soap to act as the glue, and I just keep overlapping the last petal with the next one, and I'm kind of putting them in places that kind of look like they need another petal. You can also dip the base into the soap glue just for added insurance everything will stay together. I try to somewhat go in circles before I accidentally put too many petals on one side. At the same time, the number of petals are kind of just random because I want big and small roses. I think this is a pretty good technique to learn. Once you learn how to make handmade roses, you can make handmade gum paste, chocolate, fondant, and even Play-Doh just to impress 5-year-olds. I have a tutorial for chocolate and gum paste if you're interested. Not all roses are like flat petals, so we roughen up the edges by folding it a bit backwards. Just really gently playing with the petals. You could skip this step if you like, but I think this makes it more rose-like. I melted some more soap down and colored it blue and red to get this beautiful purple shade, and it was sort of pastel-y, but feel free to experiment and make it your own favorite colors. I added violet, and let me tell you, violet smells amazing, and I think I may prefer it more than I do with roses even, surprisingly. I do the same steps here with the cone, layering the petals, giving it some character by roughing up the edges, so all the roses would be unique by doing this. Dip the base of the flower into the glue. If you want to make flower soap without all this work, there's a much faster and easier method, and it would be to pour it into an actual silicone mold. Unfortunately, I didn't record the part when I made this blue and white one because it was like 5 AM and I was kind of losing my mind. Just pour the white soap into a cup and pour a drop of the coloring that you want in. Swirl it around while touching the bottom and just pour it into the mold. Just to quickly show you the stuff I'm packaging it with, the box you actually had to set it up, but it's pretty self-explanatory, and I added this crimped packaging into the box to give it more height. that I got from this other gift I got actually, and I'm just reusing it. I added the flowers on and tied this adorable white bow. For 2 pounds of soap, I made all this soap. Thank you for watching my video, happy holidays, and let me know what you guys are doing this holiday, and if you're trying out any DIY gifts, or DIY anything really. I love to hear. Thank you for watching, and bye!